Okay, this video is how I lost 14 pounds fast in 6 weeks. What's going on is, I told you my wife's divorcing me. She doesn't want to reconcile, so I figure I got to get in shape. I'm going to get a new woman. All right, so I figured, it's easy for me to lose weight. I like being strong. I weighing around 180, but, I want to have like a six-pack abs picture. I got something in my pocket here. So I figured, all right, I'll just lose the weight real fast. So I'll show you what I did. When you look at the liver here, glucose is absorbed in the blood. Glucose goes all over the body. It goes all over the body, and your cells take it up, after eating postprandial. Goes to your brain, your muscles, stored as glycogen in your muscles. It's different with fructose. Fructose primarily goes to the liver, and fructose is metabolized initially into the 3 carbons, and then it enters glycolysis at the 3 carbon phase. The point is that the liver does not metabolize glucose or burn it for energy unless it absolutely has to, and it's tightly regulated. The big regulatory step right here is PFK, phosphofructokinase enzyme. Okay, so that's the control thing. You don't pass that unless the liver really needs you to burn the glucose. The point is that fructose comes in and it enters glycolysis at the 3 carbon phase. Glucose and fructose are both 6 carbon sugars, and by entering at the 3 carbon phase, there's really no strong regulatory steps here. So it very rapidly is made into pyruvate and then acetyl-CoA. The liver's like, what am I going to do with this? And it'll often make it into fat. Okay, especially if the worst is like those soft drinks sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. It'll be 65% fructose, and you can, bolus it into the liver and end up with a fatty liver. Okay, there's more steps, but this is the key point. It enters distal to the regulatory steps, and therefore it often gets converted into fat. Now, I know people are going to tell you they're skinny fruitarians. Yes, they're typically young and they exercise a lot, but there's more to it than that. I know there's more to it. We're not going to get into all the nuance of that. I'm going to make a few points about it, though. Okay, so here is what basically happened. Again, I started out at a body weight of 179. I reduced my intake of fruit by 50% for 4 weeks. I eat about 35% of my calories from fruits. And I real quickly lost 10 pounds. I reduced the fruit intake. This is supposed to be 75%. That 5 should have been a percent. 75% times 2 more weeks, and I quickly lost 4 pounds. So I lost 14 pounds from 179 down to 165 in 2 weeks, pretty easy. And I'm lifting weights. I kept my strength. My strength's the same. Why did it happen? I think the reason is starch is a polymer of glucose, low caloric density. It stretches your stomach, and then it's slowly absorbed into your blood, the glucose. It goes throughout your blood, elevated blood glucose. So you get early satisfaction and hunger from the starch stretching your stomach, and then you get prolonged satisfaction and hunger because your blood glucose stays just a little bit elevated a prolonged amount of time, a good amount, and you feel good. Okay, with fruit, it's not quite like that. What happens is fruit, you got a lot of fructose in there, and that goes especially to the liver like we just showed. It doesn't elevate your blood glucose that much. You don't get as much satisfaction and hunger. And I know that because when I eat starch, I'll eat a big bowl of starch, and I'm full. I could actually stop eating right there after I eat the starch. But I always have more room for fruits, and it's like kind of almost an unlimited amount of fruits. After I eat a giant bowl of starch, I feel like I'm full. I go, well, I'll just have an apple. And very quickly, I have 10, 15 apples. And same with other fruits. It's like there's no reason to stop. Versus with the starch, you're filled up. So what I'm saying is it's very easy to overeat past your set point when you eat these fruits. They're like candy. I just said, okay, I want to lose weight, so I'll bring it down, and the weight came right off. And I feel like I could easily keep doing this, So I'll see how it goes. I'm kind of having fun with it, but I'm just letting people know this is one example how you could do it this was easy. I feel good. I didn't feel deprived at all. Because what I'm saying is the fruit is all discretionary. The starch, I sort of feel like I have to eat it so I'll have energy to work that day, the next day. But the fruit is just something I enjoy. And I eat it a little extra. There's some extra vitamins and stuff in there and fiber and whatnot. So anyways, I thought you might find that interesting. I'll show you one more slide from this talk. I previously gave a lecture. I went into a lot of detail about fructose. I went through the whole, biochemistry of it and the debate, the different points of view of the fructose experts. There's like Lustig is the guy. He's a little bit of a meat paleo, low carb guy. And he just sort of demonizes fructose. And I think that he's partly scapegoating it because he's, the meat crowd always wants a scapegoat. They got to look for a scapegoat, so they tend to scapegoat fructose and omega-6 cooking oils. But he's a very bright guy and an entertaining speaker. You can sometimes learn some useful things from him. And he's kind of aligned with the guy Johnson, the nephrologist, who wrote an entire book about the problems of fructose. There's other people, on the other hand, like, Durian Ryder, he'll tell you you're out of your mind. He eats, 100 bananas a day and He's as skinny as ever, and all his girlfriends are skinny eating all these bananas. Anyways, we're not going to get into all that right now, but I thought you might find this interesting. Hope it's useful to you. I'll put the link to this longer discussion of fructose in the description below.